Hi, I'm Janell Shares, Youth and Family Program Director here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Seattle. Thanks for joining me today. Make sure that you click on subscribe below so that you're notified when more videos are posted. If you're in the Seattle area, we offer in-person youth program at 11 o'clock for kindergarten on up. We'd really enjoy having you with us, so stop on by. But if you're not in the Seattle area or can't get in, these videos are a way for you to have a little quick weekly lesson that you then can do the story, the craft, the discussion with your family when it works for you. We have been using the Golden Thread of Truth curriculum, which is an interfaith message that also incorporates our science of mind, which we use here at the center. This month and this summer, it's called the 8 Secrets to Happiness for Youth and Teens. And it's just a fun summertime way for you to just mix things up a little bit, be a little more lighthearted about it all. And this week we are talking about giving and receiving, because a secret to attaining what we desire is to give what we seek. So in the law of the universe, there's a giving and a taking, a giving and a receiving. And what that flow is becomes a cycle. So just in our world, we have up and down, open and closed, life and death, dark and light. So it's important to remember that you can't keep that one aspect of the cycle open and continue to expect to grow and to flow. It needs to be that reciprocal cycle. And with that giving and receiving, what's also important to remember is that a lot of us have a difficult time receiving. It's much easier to give. So think about that one, especially I know with parents that you think you can do it all, I've got this. But sometimes we just need to say, hey, I need a little help. Money is also an example of the giving and the receiving. And if you think of money, not just as a form of currency, but as a giving of love. If you use it in a loving, caring, and sharing way, and if we all thought of money that way, just think how prosperous our world would be. So I have a short story to read to you today. And I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, this was written in 1861. So there's some words that might have to be explained to your children. It was a really good conversation in our youth program, especially with the middle schoolers. Because I also want to tell you that you just need to tell your children, hey, you watch Star Trek, you watch the Marvel movies, things that you think wouldn't happen can happen. So just go into this story knowing that not everything might seem like it makes sense, but it is a good lesson. And this is called Silas Marner by George Eliot. Silas Marner was a weaver who lived in a poor part of the city. He was falsely accused of stealing from the church. The bag which contained the money was found in his home, so Silas was found guilty. His fiancée broke up with him, and his life was in ruins. Silas became a recluse and existed only to work and hoard his money. Shortly after, he was robbed of all his hard earnings, and he sunk even to more misery. First, he lived for the love of his fiancée. Then he lived for the love of his money. Now, both were gone. By accident, a young child whose mother recently died came to Silas's home, and Silas opened both his heart and his home and named her Eppie. With Silas's love showering down on her, Eppie grew up to be the pride of the town. Silas had finally found, through love, a purpose for his life outside of money. Suddenly, the ghost of the person who stole Silas's money appeared and returned Silas's gold. Eppie had many suitors come forward to claim her, but even though Silas was not her real father, he was her father in her heart. I can't think of no happiness without him. Eppie married a local boy, and they provided Silas with grandchildren. Silas realized that his happiness and unhappiness associated whether or not he had money was not a true happiness. The only real happiness was sharing of himself and his treasure with those he loved and being deserving of their love. So why is it important to love and to give and receive? Because if we only receive, we can't grow and flow the money through the circulation, and it would just become stagnant. So what is the secret to getting what we desire? We need to give what we seek. Friendship, money, love, whatever that may be for you. Just that act of giving activates that. And so how can you increase the circulation of money and love in your life? Give it to others. Just give someone a smile, give someone a hug, a compliment, whatever that may be. So with your younger children, this is really simple to do. I just had some construction paper and I just did some different colors. And I wrote, "Thanks for being my friend. You are fun. You are special." Write down whatever you want, but have your children do this and then hand them out to people. They can even be random little things that you just give to someone on the bus or at the grocery store or the gas station, whatever it may be. So with that, with your older children, and even your younger ones if they can attend, but do a mirror game where you sit and cross from each other and just do a slow action or a movement. You can change your facial expressions and have that other person follow along, and then you can change positions. And especially with your older ones, I found this really helpful, is if they're wanting more of something in their life, how can they then show that? So say, for example, they want more independence. Well, they can show you as their parent different ways by like doing their laundry, asking if they can help, watching a neighbor or a sibling, or if they want some money to purchase things. Can they help out the neighbors with some yard work, or can they do some chores around the house for you? So just those kind of things of if they're wanting to receive more of a thing from you, how can they then give that to have that cycle show up? So thanks for joining me today. Please make sure you leave me some comments down below, and you can always email me. My email is janells@spiritualliving.org, and thanks for joining in.